On today's episode of That Was Us, we're diving into Season 3, Episode 12, Songbird Road, Part 2. While Kevin continues to try to get Nicky the help he needs, Rebecca tries to come to terms with everything Jack never told her. Meanwhile, Kate and Randall recall differing memories of their childhood.
All right. Here we go. What's going on, y'all?
Hi.
Here
we go.
We did the 311. We had a wonderful time with our man Griffin Dunn, and so this is sort of just a continuation from one to the next.
We lost
right?
Chris already. He's so uninterested.
Chris is not. He's getting a little shot of caffeine.
Oh,
he felt himself
he's
going
got
down.
It's all right, you guys.
Felt himself
he's
going
got
down.
Maybe
He's
a
back.
future sponsor. We'll see.
Pumping himself up. Let's see if we approve.
Is it?
Oh, you guys. See, I won't. We're talking to them. I hope they come on as a sponsor.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite supplements.
Really?
Delicious.
It's just straight cat. Like, what is the drink?
The drink is called Magic Mind.
I've heard of
Oh,
Magic
I've
Mind.
heard of Magic
Yes.
Mind.
Sharper mind, nice
Yes.
calm energy.
Okay,
Yeah, ashwagandha,
gotcha.
green tea, matcha,
Not
things
mad at
like
that at
that.
all,
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Very, very good.
I need some Magic Mind in my life.
Well,
right.
come on, Magic Mind. Where are we at?
Speaking of which, right? So we left off with the big three just coming back into Uncle Nicky's trailer at the
In
end
a
of
very
311.
precarious situation.
With the gun on the table or whatnot. Randall sort of took the gun away or whatnot. Kevin calmly places his hand on Nicky. And now he's like, listen, you're going to go with us.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to take you to the hotel with
Yes.
us. Right? And they get to the hotel and Nicky like immediately starts doing like strange stuff. He closes the curtains. He's looking, in different corridors. We don't know exactly what he's looking for, but like, I guess we don't have to. It's mental math. It's the Dunn method.
That's right.
All
The
That's
Dunn
right.
method. If you
Right.
listen to the
Listen to
last
311,
episode,
you know
you'll
what
know
we're
what we're talking about.
He's doing long division.
Yeah. Fractions.
So they go out into the hallway. They do a little kibitz. And then, again, one of my favorite things, because Kev starts to talk immediately, and Randall's like,
Was that scripted or was that? Do you guys set that up in the blocking?
I thought the same thing.
Because I was like, that's an odd thing to write in a script.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I can't remember.
Yeah,
You
to me,
must
I was
have-
like, Sterling must have flagged, like, we're right outside
I
the door.
think
We
that's
have
probably
to go down
exactly
the hall.
what's
You had
happening.
to.
I was like, we got to move down. So we moved 5 feet.
Yeah.
And then continue the conversation.
Yeah.
Right? But Kev is determined to get help for his uncle. He's going to call his mom. Nobody else wants to call mom. I think everybody could sense Rebecca's sort of like trepidation with this new person being introduced in her life that she could have known, but never had an opportunity to
And the
know.
realization that Jack lied to her.
Didn't tell the truth.
Ugh.
I always like to say Jack didn't tell the truth. I don't know.
I'm going to call it what it is. It was a lie.
Can't say Jack lies.
But
How dare you? Hot take.
It's
hot
funny.
take.
It's a hot take. And you'll see, like, everybody is upset about it, right?
Yeah.
And in the healthiest way possible, because it makes sense to be
Sure,
upset
sure.
that you didn't get a chance to get the full truth and or being lied to.
As soon as there's a little crack, you start to wonder, well, if we didn't know about that, what else don't
What
we know
else
about?
did we know
Yeah.
about? Yep.
So it turns out Kev winds up staying up all night, right? Doing research on different programs, vet programs that they could possibly get Nicky back into to try to get him some help.
Yeah, because they're in over their head. I mean, he clearly has a problem with alcohol.
Yeah.
There's some sort of other mental health issues that are
Yeah.
factoring in as well. His living situation, maybe there's a bit of like agoraphobia. Like he seems to be uneasy and uncomfortable, like outside of
Yeah.
his trailer,
Right.
right? Like his
Yeah.
personal space and around other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like Kevin very kindly has like stayed up. Like this is his mission is to sort of get Uncle Nicky set up.
Yeah. They have a little bit of a conversation. Turns out he talked to mom last night and mom's sort of unclear. He's unclear on how mom's feeling about the whole thing. Nicky comes down, they sort of go hush and just sort of make him comfortable. And I love it when Rebecca shows up right before the introduction of the title sequence. She's like, so here I am.
Yeah.
And when Mandy shows up, like, it's always just like, she knows. She's like, yeah, I'm here now.
Yeah.
Really?
We can start the show.
Yeah.
Roll credits.
It's my favorite.
You do know how to button. You know how to hit that
You
button.
really, really do. You have enormous presence.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
You know that, though.
Oh, she got a huge presence.
I think Rebecca has there is a weight
Yes.
and
Yeah.
authority, especially
right.
with her children, with her family.
Right.
She has had to be the glue
Right.
That's right.
for 20 years
Absolutely.
for her children. And so I feel like in this particular situation when everyone is being thrown through a loop, and she's kind of everyone's knocked off their axis a little
Yeah.
bit. I feel like she's really good at rising to the occasion and just sort of being present, staking her claim, showing up.
Which
Who played
feel
her?
like
Who
she
played
gets-
Rebecca Pearson?
That's right.
Just checking.
She gets a little bit of a presence from Mandy.
That is not me. That is not how I
feel
show
you.
up in the
I feel
world.
you.
So
But that's
I
how you show up as Rebecca
It's
Pearson.
fun to own that a little
Yeah.
bit. She's very unafraid of filling those
What are
shoes.
we doing, bitches?
Yeah, kind of.
To your point, I did a roundtable recently with some really wonderful actors. One of my heroes is a young woman by the name of Allison Janney. And she was talking about how she loves playing these strong characters, whatever, because she's like, because it's not me, right? And I was like, you look like any room you walk into. And she's like, guys, it's acting. So I understand what you're saying, but it's Allison Janney. Still
But it's Allison Janney.
Yeah.
She's 6'4".
Yeah,
and
she's awesome. So the first thing that you ask is did you know about us? Right? When we come back. And he says, yes.
Yeah, because Rebecca's face when she shows up, you're like, what? It's another one of those faces, your face when you get the phone call for the election. What is she thinking?
Yeah.
Is it anger? What is it?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, she also says immediately, you have his eyes.
That's right.
And how spooky that must be. This person who I thought was dead is alive, and they're here, and my husband lied about this, and why did he lie, and why was there is so much swirling around. But then to see someone who is family, and beyond knowing his dad who passed away, knowing him for a brief blip of time, to not know Jack's family at all, this is so. It's just
Mm-hmm.
stirring. It's really, I just can't imagine everything that she's sort of cycling through at that given moment. So yeah, I love that she sort of stops her in her tracks. Wow, on top of everything, I can recognize my husband in you too.
Yeah. Quick question. This is just, did you ever meet?
His mom, no.
You never met Mom?
No, I mean, not on camera.
Yeah.
I imagined we had some sort of surface relationship with
Okay.
her because when she does pass away in, gosh, was it the final season or the fifth season? I think it's the final season.
It's the final. Yeah.
Yeah, sixth season. I think it was alluded to that there was definitely an estrangement, some
Okay.
sort of distance between them.
Right.
So in my mind, I always just assumed his family was kind of off limits.
Gotcha. Gotcha. There's so many flashbacks that happen in this episode that it's kind of hard to jump. And then they inform exactly what's happening in the next time.
Right.
So do we just go through it in order, or do you feel like we address?
Yeah, we can
one
go
thing at
through
a
it in
time?
order. Yeah,
Wanna
let's go through
try
it in order. Sure.
It's a little different for us.
Yeah.
Go on,
Just as the episode sort of progressed, what we
Exactly.
saw.
Okay.
I hear people in their cars. Do what you want.
It's your podcast.
It's our podcast, guys. Okay, so there's a flash to Jack and Rebecca back in the day. They're laying in bed. Jack can't sleep, but still won't talk about it. You see Rebecca trying to find a way to sort of get in there.
Yeah.
And he's just sort of shuts it down. But there's this thing, he's supposed to take Kev to get a card by John Smiley signed.
Yeah, baseball card
his rookie
signed.
card. And she's like, listen, hey, you're clearly not in the mental space to do it.
Yeah.
I will take Kev. All good. She's like, you sure? Sure. All good.
Yeah, he wants a day.
Also, probably the most vulnerable thing a man of that time could ask for.
And definitely Jack.
Yeah.
This is not him to sort of rally and
That's it. I'm not
push
going to
through
therapy.
it,
I'm not talking to you about it.
but I need a day.
But I need a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need a day to pump some weights, push. I'm what? He's out in the garage, pumping iron.
I mean, at some
That's his
point,
day.
That's his day.
to be fair, we've seen his body.
Yeah.
At some point, you had to show us where the weights
He had to
were.
do something.
Where are these weights?
Yeah.
It's like this, man.
Yeah.
Where is the workout equipment?
Yeah,
oh, there
exactly.
it is. Okay, good.
Randall's workout is mostly plyometrics.
Yes.
And body weight.
Yes.
It must be because we don't see evidence. That treadmill's out of the bedroom now, as
Treadmill's
it were.
gone.
Yeah.
So we're running on the road.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
So next morning, Kate's like, where's my gift? Because I guess evidently most of the time when he goes, has this been established like snow globes for Kate when you go out of town? The only snow globe I remember was Randall at the hospital
With Christmas.
for Christmas.
Well, I guess they're trying to make that come back around again.
trying
I
to
don't
bring
know.
that-
I think because it hit for me. Every time my dad went on a trip, he brought pins from the Hard Rock
Okay.
Cafe back.
Cute.
That's awesome, man.
Because at that time they were in every major city.
Sure.
My dad was an airline captain, and so when he would go on big international trips to like new places, like I remember once he went to Paris and he brought me back like a little trio of disgusting perfumes, but I was like so excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like
You
when
smelled
parents.
gross for 2 years.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember I was like, no, this isn't for me, but I'm gonna save it and like put it on display in my room.
Yeah.
So yeah, that idea of
Yeah.
like parents going out of town and giving you a gift.
Well, I guess it also just sort of, he's so distracted. And the things that he normally does,
Right.
he's not doing right now.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't bring it back. Kev's anxious to get his card signed and is not looking forward to going with mom. Like this is, I had this sort of very acute feeling of empathy for Ryan Michelle Bathay as I was watching Rebecca go through this, because I have two boys who I adore and love. And like, if I say like, we're about to go do something, they're like, oh, okay, cool, let's go do it. And then if I can't do it because I have to come to a podcast or I have to go to work, etc. And then like, mom will do it. And
The visible like letdown.
Yeah.
I was like, fellas, she's a really good person.
She's also right there.
Yeah.
You're not helping me.
She's
out.
no.
in the room.
Oh no. I know this is my future. I already see it.
You think so?
Oh, I'm not the fun parent.
Not at
Mom.
all?
No.
Did you think you would be?
No, I knew I wasn't gonna be.
It's like,
I thought I was gonna be, and
And
I
you're-
am not.
You're not
Are you
the fun
what?
Can you believe I'm not the fun parent?
I cannot believe that.
Can you believe it?
That's a real hot take.
Wait. I think that's according to you. I bet you if I ask the kids, they might say something different.
No, I'm the one with boundaries.
I make boundaries. Listen, guys, I make boundaries too.
Yeah.
I'm a lot of fun.
This is my point. I need to fun it up.
I need to fun it up too.
My patience is too
Well,
short.
I'm just not like naturally inclined to like, hey, when Gus is like, okay, I'm an Allosaurus and you're a Plesiosaurus, I'm like, nah. I mean, I will, but I'll do that for like 3 minutes and then my
You're
like fun meter runs
I am
out.
always a unicorn.
Yeah. I'm like, how about I go make dinner? Like I'm better at I'll make the doctor's appointments.
Sure.
I'll wake up early, make breakfast. I'm way better at that sort of structure. And dad can roll around with you and be Captain America. And like, you know what I mean?
And that's where the sort of, is it serotonin, oxytocin? The rush, I think, by and large, for moms comes from caregiving.
Yeah.
And the rush for dads, by and large, comes from play.
But I'm in the same boat with you.
Really?
Yeah, but I am also the lady in my relationship, so it works out.
I am too. Like,
I have more feminine energy than Rachel.
I got a little bit of both. I'm not going to, let's cut that for Rachel.
No, Rachel knows. We've had enough couples therapy. We talked about it last night.
My wife and I have a similar split. We've talked about this offline.
Yeah.
We digress.
Anyway, I digress.
Okay, so we're back with Rebecca and the adult three. And they're remembering that weekend, and you saying like he was acting so strangely, right? Kev wants to get him to this vet center, but Kate has doctor's appointments. Randall's wife just lost her job. I'm about to start this new job, and I don't know if I really have time for it. And Kev is like, yo, you drop anything to go
anyone else.
for anybody else. And now we find like our actual uncle, and you just don't have time for it. He's in his feelings.
Yeah.
And we see it, and like, you know, Kate and Randall just sit there and let him say it, and then he apologizes immediately. But like, we haven't seen Kev want something
Before, like this.
like this.
Yeah.
You know? Would you say we have? I mean, like, even in his career, I would go into the writer's room and they would talk about Kevin. And they're like, do you think Kevin's a good actor? I say, yeah, I actually think Kevin's a very good actor.
Yeah.
I just don't think he necessarily loves acting, right? Like, I think that there's a difference between people who are good at something and they love that thing. And I think Kev is somebody who's in search of what does he wish to give his life to? What sort of purpose,
Absolutely.
energy?
Absolutely. And this is like the start of that
Yes.
for him as a human being of like, maybe this is my purpose. I don't think he realizes that obviously
No.
at this juncture.
Yeah.
But it's like, but he recognizes that this is a new feeling of like wanting to be of service,
Yes.
wanting, like they found this person they didn't know existed. Like how it's impossible to think that everybody wouldn't just like clear the decks to figure this out together, to like help this person, to like aid them to figure out what their next step is. And but it's also understandable that like Randall and Kate, like this isn't what they signed up
Life
for.
is
They
still
didn't.
lifing.
Life is still lifing, very real for both of them. And Kevin just so happens to have a bit more of a, empty plate in that way.
It's also a real addict move, like
Yes,
an early recovery addict move
Is
to
it?
be like all in. It's a little codependent, right?
Yeah.
Like wanting something for this person that they have not said that they want for themselves.
And if I can't do it, who else will do it? Sort of that responsibility.
And this like hyper focus, but it's also matched up with in early sobriety, being of service is a big thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
But, to take the focus off of yourself. But yeah, it's a little. I mean, it's dramatic. It's a dramatic TV show. It's a little, but it is also a little manic on Kevin's part. It's like up all night. We're here. I'm doing this. I'm all in.
Sure.
You just met the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
You don't know anything about him.
Yeah. More That Was Us after these words from our sponsors.
Do you know what summer always reminds me of?
What?
When I was a kid, my family would caravan cross country together.
Caravan?
4 or 5 vehicles, right? My uncle, who was in charge of it, would hook up the CB radios for everybody so we could communicate amongst each other.
Way.
And we would road trip to Orlando. My family is from Arkansas, so we would go to Arkansas. We would go to New Mexico. We've gone to Denver, Colorado. We went to Los Angeles one time. We went to the Redwood Forest. Like every summer, my family got together and had these wonderful, wonderful road trips. And as we're watching This Is Us and reliving the Pearson family cabin, it just makes you appreciate how much the place matters when you're making those memories.
Totally. It's not just the destination, it's where you stay.
Yes.
Having a home where you can crash after a long day, cook a big meal together, just hang out, that's the stuff you remember.
And that is why we love staying at Airbnbs when we travel. It gives you the real, we're all in this together feeling that you just can't get in a hotel.
And while you're out there this summer, whether it's visiting your favorite place or exploring a new one, your own home could be hosting someone else's adventure. Hosting on Airbnb is an easy way to open your space when you're away.
You're in control when you host, how you host, and Airbnb makes it really simple to get started. Your home might be worth more than you think. Find out how much at airbnb.com/host.
We talk a lot on this show about finding balance, whether it's in your schedule, your relationships, or what's in your fridge. That's why I'm into Olipop these days.
It's like the classic soda taste we all grew up loving, but Olipop uses a functional ingredient blend that actually supports your gut health.
Yeah, and let's talk numbers, okay? All right, regular soda has around 39 to 44 grams of sugar. Olipop has just 2 to 5 grams per can. And it's all from natural sources, baby.
Yeah.
No crazy sugar spikes.
Listen, we have like a little mini fridge in our house, which I think a lot of people will use for different things, but we have all these carbonated beverages in there, and we try to keep our sugar low. It's mostly now just stocked up with sparkling water and Olipop.
That's right.
The kids run to the refrigerator, they go for the grape, they go for that apple, they go for whatever they can find, and if it's missing, it's like, Dad, we run out of Olipops.
That's right.
I was like, get a job and go get some.
That's right.
Or use this promo code that
start
we
a
share at the end.
podcast. Start a podcast. Get a sponsor. We keep some here in the studio. Listen to this.
I like it.
That crisp apple.
That's crisp apple, baby.
With 9 grams of prebiotic fiber in every can, it can help feed the good bacteria in your gut. So you're not just sipping a soda, you're actually helping your body out.
Olipop even ran a study showing their unique Ollie Smart blend supports digestive health and boosts gut health bacteria. Plus, the flavors are nostalgic but upgraded. I'm loving this crisp apple that I'm having right now. It tastes like my childhood, but without the sugar overload.
I love all of it. I love all of it. Get your free can of Olipop by buying any 2 cans in-store and getting reimbursed for 1. Olipop is sold online at drinkolipop.com and Amazon and available in almost 50,000 retailers nationwide, including Costco, Walmart, Target, Publix, Whole Foods, Kroger, and H-E-B. Head to drinkolipop.com/TWU to get started. That's drinkolipop.com/TWU. So this begins sort of like a little sub thing of Randall and Kate driving back home, and they're sort of reminiscing on things, and Kate's just sort of trying to wrap her mind around the fact that there's a family member that they didn't know about that they could have known about. And Randall says to her, just because Dad kept something from us doesn't mean you didn't know him. But I can only imagine with something that massive that feeling is fairly natural.
Yeah.
You know, like, what else did I not know?
Right.
Right? I think Randall, again, is more at ease with it because he didn't know about a birth father that was around or whatnot and sort of had to deal with that thing already.
Sure.
And now Kate is actively trying to be like, oh man, that must have been a massive mind.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they make this decision. They're remembering the sequin fight that they had when they were kids, and they're missing the old house. And like, it turns out, I guess, geographically, we have to pass the old house in terms of getting back to New Jersey or whatnot. So they decide to go and stop by. Right?
Even though it doesn't exist anymore.
Even though the house doesn't exist.
Yeah, because
the
Randall's
street's
like,
there.
the yard's there, the street's there. Like, let's go see it.
And this will lead to I don't know if you guys know this one, but I'm gonna tell it to you in a second.
Yeah.
There's a little story from the show in a second. So they decide to go see the old lot. But back in the day, Jack, Kate, and Randall, Kate's doing an arts project. Jack is checked out. He's like, I don't, like, what you talking about, the Allosaurus and everything? Jackson's like, I don't have the mental bandwidth to do this right now. He goes to sit on the porch. And this was a lovely, shout out to Lonnie in this episode. There's a couple of things that are really, really choice. But one of them is like, he sees his dad is bothered. He goes out onto the porch. And he goes, hey, Dad.
him.
And he just puts his head on his shoulder. And there are some moments in life, right? When you need connection, but I don't need too much else other than that.
Yeah.
And like, for a little kid to read the room like that, I was like, right on, Randall.
Yeah.
He's
always had that emotional intelligence.
Yeah. It was beautiful. Okay, so now we're back to Kev, Rebecca, and Nicky, present.
Sorry, you're like, thank you for being on it, because I did segment it out. So
Yes.
I'm just like, I'm gonna let Sterling drive this car because I don't know where we are.
It's all good. So, okay, and if you want to chime in with anything else.
Oh, I will.
feel free. Okay. Kev, Rebecca, and Nicky. Nicky's looking around. They're at the vet center.
Yeah.
They're at the vet center.
Right.
Nicky's looking around. And I do love, like Griffin said this before, like, there's no overplaying of anything, but there's always just like, why am I here? Like, it's like, yeah, this looks great. It looks good for you. Looks good for me. I don't need it.
I was fine where I was.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. He says, I'm a drunk. I can't leave my trailer without getting the shakes. And he tries to warn Kevin, you know, and Kev sort of gets upset and excuses himself. Kev and Rebecca have a conversation. He's frustrated. And they both talk about just being mad at Dad,
Yeah.
right? And just the necessity of being able to verbalize it, right? I think it's interesting for the audience who has loved Jack, and now we're finding out all this other stuff about him, because I'm wondering if we're functioning, son and wife are functioning as audience to a certain extent. I wonder if the audience got mad at Jack. But I don't know if they did or not. Like, I wonder, like, if you set him up at the beginning and he's just
Let us know. Let
Superman.
us know in the comments.
Let us know.
Yeah,
Let us
yeah.
know in the comments because that's a really curious question because he's so larger than life or whatnot. Do they get upset with this new information that they're finding out, or are they just like, it's Jack?
Yeah,
He gets a pass.
I'm
He
guessing.
gets a
I'm
pass.
guessing he gets a pass.
You expecting the latter?
I'm guessing people. Like if that's what Jack decided, then it's probably what was best. Cut to Rebecca keeping a secret. Now listen here, lady.
You witch.
there was a
Listen.
bit of a double standard that transpired.
But also, I mean,
Different
it's
story.
not apples to
Different-
apples.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
be honest.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And to be fair, Mandy, these are not apples at all. These are human beings. Okay, so
Correct.
rude.
Correct.
Rude. That was rude.
Let's see. There's a flashback to Kev and Rebecca. All right. They're waiting in line to get the smiley card,
John
rookie
Smiley's
card signed.
autograph, yeah.
Rebecca's hungry. She's like, we should go get something
Yeah.
to eat. And he's like, no, I want to stay here, get this thing signed. She's like, look, this is not this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
My man drops to the ground.
Yeah. My 10-year-old self got triggered.
Hey, bruh.
I'm like, that's not how. As it was why I'm like, that's not how this works. You don't go and then get back in line because the line's always going to be here. It's like,
Mom.
There's the 10-year-old part of you, and there's the parent in me. It's like, I told you this is what we
that's
do.
right.
Same.
That's right.
That also
That's right.
triggered me. I was like,
definitely
oh, is
had-
that me?
I definitely had that tone where it was like a little slight bend down. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to, sir?
Yeah.
Who,
It
No, what
wasn't
I
a
said
request.
was. Yeah, what I
We're
said
going
was.
to get some lunch and we'll come back.
Yeah.
kudos to you for not like causing a scene in the middle of the
I was like,
place.
how can I resolve this? All right,
You're
you
like, look.
stay. I'll go get lunch. And
Yeah.
Here's just a different to highlight different times.
oh yeah, I would never leave my 10-year-old.
Would you leave your 10? That's the
Never.
question that I was about to ask.
Never. I don't care if I'm going next door.
Yeah.
No.
I'll give you so because my kids
I
are a little bit
wish.
older. My
I
kids
wish
are a
we
little bit
didn't.
older. I got almost 14, almost 10. Because I have the almost 14, I can leave them for a little bit of time. But even after 2 hours, right? I get a lot of texts from Andrew. Where are you guys? When are you coming back? What's going on? So it's about 2 hours is about the window that
Yeah.
is coming. Now in public, because I also have the 14-year-old, I'm okay. Amari would not be by himself. But that's a big difference between
10 and
Amari
14.
being the youngest, because even if they were the same age, Kev has a level of independence, and you talk about it a little bit later in terms of like, he's always sort of been the one that's a little bit trickier to figure out,
Yeah.
right? Because he seems so together, right? And he's both of those things at the same time. He's like, no, I'm gonna do this thing that I said I'm gonna do, but it doesn't mean that I don't also need something from people as well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yeah. He's a fascinating character.
he really is.
I love him. I absolutely love him. Okay, back to driving with Nicky. Then there's a flat. Wait, nope, sorry,
Yeah. See,
wrong on Brown.
it's confusing.
Rebecca's ready to have a conversation with Nicky.
Yeah.
That's the thing that we have. Is like, I think it's time for the two of us to talk. And then we jump to this Indian family.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
Okay.
like, who are these people? How do they factor in?
Was there more story to them?
This is what I'm about to tell you.
Please.
Yeah, there
This is
there
where-
had to be something cut
This
out.
is where Brown has an anecdote about This Is Us, right?
Hot take.
Dan had a germ of an idea for a while that he could continue the show, but in continuing the show, he would just take the life of a new family that lived in the same place and explore it from there.
Is that why that father was such a famous actor?
Yeah,
Yeah. I was like, how did they get this guy
yeah.
to do 2 scenes?
So for
in our
like
show?
for a few seconds, there's this idea that like
Interesting.
it would be like a spin-off of sorts.
Sure.
But it's because they occupied the same space geographically and then just sort of exploring their story.
he was going to call it "That Was Us."
Probably.
He's going to call it "That Was
But
Us."
we beat him
Good
to
thing
the
we got there
punch.
first.
We
Yeah.
beat him to
Take
the
that,
punch.
take that,
But
take
like it was the family was really cool. It's
Because it
very-
felt like a bit of a head fake. It felt like, oh, these people must be. This Is Us has done this before. They've
Right.
shown us new people, and they're consequential in some fashion.
Yeah.
And they don't really end up in the episode.
It's like, oh yeah, no, they just live there.
That
They just
was
live
it.
in that house.
That was it. But it
Okay.
there was the
Interesting.
possibility of it turning into something
I want to
else.
know next time we talk to Dan,
Yeah.
what the next scene with that family was going to be. Like, what was your next move?
Well, because you had the daughter is she newly divorced or like she's estranged from her?
Yeah.
She's going through something with her husband or whatnot.
Partner, yeah.
You got the young girl, and she comes to the door with Randall and Kate. Just Randall trying to be his most gracious self.
Yeah.
It's just completely awkward and weird. And she just closes the door. I ain't got time for this crap.
Now's
bro.
not a good time.
Now's not a good time. So there's that. Now go to, going back in time. This is Jack and Randall. I don't think we should do this anymore. But we'll do it, explore it for this one time.
Okay.
Just to see how it goes.
It's confusing. It's confusing.
But then we won't do it ever again.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to all
well,
the listeners.
We could flip it right now and finish this storyline.
Yeah, we'll finish this storyline because I think this episode in particular too, there was a lot of different storylines and it was all.
Yes.
I mean, the way you're describing it, it was like this scene and then this timeline and then back to this timeline and then back.
Yeah.
Most of our episodes are structured in a slightly like easier
little
to
bit
follow
more. Yeah.
rhythm. This one was like, oh wow. It was a little
bounced lot.
whiplashy.
It bounced a lot. It was hard for me to actually sort of stratify.
Yeah.
And the
in that
theme
way.
is it's all of this stuff living underneath, right? So it's, whether it's Jack's darkness or Kevin's consideration, like this whole bit, whatever the thing is, like we all have another level that maybe we don't show everybody.
Yeah. So okay, let's continue with Kate and Randall.
Yes.
Because then we can just sort of follow it from back.
So
and
after the
forth.
door has been slammed in their face.
Yeah. They go sit in the car.
They go sit in the car. They're having a conversation.
Yeah.
And do they talk about the sequin fight or do they wait until they're invited back into the house, invited into the house by the little girl?
I think they talk about, they may mention it briefly in the car and then they talk about it more because she goes, this is where it happened, right? Because the living room and the dining room are sort of flipped in the house from where they were before.
Right.
And she's looking and she's like, this is where it happened. This is where the sequin fight happened, right? And Randall's like, I don't know if that's exactly how it went down, right? Like, I don't think it was as good a memory.
It wasn't a good memory. It was a bad memory.
As you think, right?
Yeah. Remember the dish?
The dish, the plate, the broken plate. And you flash back and they were allowed to go order pizza for the first time.
Yeah.
This is the other
I'm
Lonnie.
an adult and I'd like to order a pizza.
That was another great Lonnie moment.
That brother, a little pee came out, Jack. I'm telling you, a little trickle of urine because I laughed real hard. He was like, I'm an adult. And they start cracking up with each other. And then Mackenzie before there's like, we get to get our own pizza? And before that, he goes to see his dad and he's, like you said, pumping iron, lifting weights and whatnot. And he's like, I ain't got time for this. If you guys want to order pizza, go ahead and do it. And you could see on Lonnie's face,
He was like, what?
you want us to order pizza?
Now, can I ask, pizza delivery now ubiquitous?
Yeah.
How we all get pizza. Did that happen when we were kids?
Pizza delivery?
When did pizza delivery start?
Oh, yeah. I had it back. Definitely back. This was like, what, 92?
I definitely know we had it as kids.
Yes.
Our parents did not.
No.
So somewhere in between,
Right.
pizza delivery became a thing. But because when she said we get to get our own pizza, I remember
Yeah.
the excitement
Oh, yeah.
It's
of
delightful.
having pizza
Oh,
delivered.
bro. My mom
And
would
I'm just
get,
wondering
like,
who was the first? When did it start? When did somebody go?
The
"You
historical
call and they
context
bring
of
you
it's
a
pizza
interesting
delivery.
because I do remember going to the hut and sitting down with like the sort of misted
It was
cups.
a sit-down
Oh, yeah.
restaurant.
You know what
You
I'm
went to
saying?
a
Obviously.
pizza parlor.
Right? They had the salad bar with like the
Yeah.
covering and
Very
whatnot.
fancy for pizza, by the way. Oh, you get to be a parlor?
Yeah.
We're not a restaurant.
We're a parlor.
Shakey's
The hut was Shakey's.
with the buffet.
Shakey's is still
and the
Shakey's is
JoJo
still the spot,
potatoes.
right?
I know.
And
but
then
the hut was something special.
the hut was
Yeah.
like a family night out. We're like, we're
Also,
going.
Personal Pan Pizza, shout out.
Personal pan pizza. Read enough books over the summer.
Book it program.
Book it program. Get
Yeah.
those personal. What year did companies start delivering pizza? Pizza delivery began in Italy post World War II and gained popularity in the U.S. by 1943.
43. So they did have pizza delivered.
Way.
That's what this says. That's what cookist.com says.
They could have had pizza delivered.
Wow.
Don't believe it, but
Anyway.
I'll get
Maybe in
back to you.
certain corners of the country.
Yeah.
But that feels like
Yeah.
a tall order
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
There's this excitement they have. She's like, holy crap. He does this thing. They get the pizza. And his dad comes in, is like, what's going on? He's like, I got like one of everything that everybody likes in the family. I think I would call it like Pearson pizza, etc. They were in the middle of doing the art project, but there's like sequins all over the place. Like the house is a mess.
Yeah, they're
Pizza
making
everywhere.
Valentine's.
There's nothing worse than walking into your home and expecting it to look one way and it not looking that way.
Yeah.
And Jack is feeling all of that. Like, what the hell? I told you not to make a mess. I told you all this. Get out of my face. He starts to clean up. He goes to the kitchen.
He's so mad.
We hear the plate. Bam. Right? The kids walk up, go into the kitchen. They look on the floor. Shattered dish everywhere. Right? He says, slipped as I was trying to put it into the sink. It said, and we all have those moments, man. Like, okay.
Uh-oh.
This is not me. Because I actually don't think I do have these moments.
There was a guy I knew. Let me tell you a story about a friend of mine.
Andrew was 3 or 4 years old. Yeah. I was in the bedroom and I heard like this slamming in the kitchen, like a pot hitting like a wall or something like that. I was like, what's going on? So I get up out of the kitchen, out of my bedroom. I walk to the kitchen. I was like, hey, what's going on? What happened? What was that? And Andrew at 3 or 4 was like, he's just looking there like stone faced. I was like, AJB, he's like, okay, so I was watching TV and then I saw a pot hit the back kitchen door and then I saw Mom standing there and that's what I saw.
And that's what I saw.
He's 4. He's like, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. Like you asked me, I'm going to answer the question as matter-of-factually as possible.
I love that he didn't incriminate a single person.
Nope, that's what I saw.
Here are the facts and just the
pie?
facts.
And then I saw Mom. That was it.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
But we all will have those moments.
Sure.
Those moments are
Of course,
understandable.
Of course. We never see Jack in this way.
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, like, he rarely is rattled. He definitely never loses his temper.
Yeah.
And so this is to see him like this with his family, with his kids, needing a day and then like being so angry. It's like, clearly this experience seeing his brother has really just like thrown him through the
completely off. And it's funny because then we go back to the Indian family and they're both having these 2 different remembrances of the past. And then the Indian family is very kind of like, all right, guys, you guys should probably.
Yeah, we got plans.
We got stuff going on. So they go back outside and they're standing there and Kate's like, did I just like not remember our childhood at all? Did I misremember all of it? And like, no, it's not that. Like he did a good job of sort of, there's a line. I can't remember it exactly. Do you have it?
We all have bad days as parents, and we hope that the good outweighs the bad. Hope the good stuff sticks.
Yeah.
Like something to that.
Something to that effect, right?
Yeah.
And because we do find out it was also the day of the sequin fight.
Yeah.
Right.
He comes back from the kitchen and he's like, you know what, Dad's a little tired. He's having a bad day. And I'm sorry. Like, and I think that's the beautiful thing about it. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that probably a lot of our generation above us didn't necessarily do, recognizing the necessity and the power of apologizing.
Right.
And acknowledging.
You know what I'm saying?
Repair.
Mm-hmm. It was a beautiful moment of repair.
Yeah.
And then, again, he's like, something's happening with my hand. First of all, he compliments the pizza. He's like, pizza is delicious. It's great. We should call it something. We should call it Pearson pizza.
That's right.
Right? And then, what's up with these sequins? And like, I don't know what just happened. Just tosses the sequins. It's like, something's wrong with my hand. It's all reminiscent of the claw from...
Here comes Goofy Guy.
You know what I'm saying? And they just start tossing sequins to where Randall goes, sequin fight? And a sequin fight ensues. And there's joy and mirth and merriment. Also, pause. I don't think a sequin fight is safe. I just wanted to small.
I know, there's a real disclaimer.
They're sharp.
They're very sharp. And I would say, like, listen, Jack, I appreciate where you went with that one, but to all parents today in 2025,
Don't have a sequin fight.
Don't throw sequins at your small children.
Yeah.
Period. Okay.
Period.
Well, also, it's like, you don't want them to eat them.
You don't want to
We don't want them to hit their eyeballs, scratch
what
their
I'm saying?
eyes.
You could block up like an ear hole or something. You don't want to go. You don't want to go into
the
any
nose?
hole.
No.
I didn't even think about
nose
that
holes.
one.
There you go.
I didn't even think about that hole.
Oh. Didn't even think about that
I wasn't
hole.
even thinking about those holes.
There you go.
Jeez.
All that stuff. Anyway, then there is this beautiful moment that ties into Kevin and
Kevin.
Rebecca's storyline. Rebecca winds up coming back with the food while Kevin is in line and she sees him talking to Smiley. He seemed like a very nice young man, by the way.
Yeah.
Like I liked the casting.
Yeah.
I was
good
like, you look
casting.
like a clean-cut guy who just loves baseball.
Yeah. Easy to root for you.
Let's see.
Very easy
Let's
to
see
root for
if he's.
His name's listed. And so you quietly observe the conversation happen and whatnot. And then Kev says he has to go to the bathroom before they hit the road. And you're like, yeah, go to the bathroom. I'll see you when you get back.
But he doesn't tell me what they talked about. When I ask him, I'm like, what were you guys talking about? Like, I saw them they were chatting. They were having a full-on conversation. He's like, nothing. I just had him sign my baseball card and that was it. I got to go to the bathroom.
Right.
So Rebecca takes the lead in the chance. She sees this baseball player on his way out and she's like, sorry, you actually just signed something for my kid. Like, can I ask, what were you guys talking about?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, he was just telling me he heard that I might be traded to
Milwaukee,
I think, yeah. And he did some research and was had a bunch of different pool halls in Milwaukee that I could shoot pool at.
Yeah.
And he also gave me the name of a couple of karate studios in Milwaukee.
Thank you for that.
Sorry.
No, it was perfect.
Okay.
Pronunciation.
Karate. Because on the back of his rookie card, it had all of his hobbies and the things that his interests, the things he enjoys. And, John Smiley made a mention, what a thoughtful young boy, good kid that you've raised there or something.
Totally,
And I think you just see Rebecca clocking that, wow, this guy does constantly surprise me when I least expect it. That's not the Kevin that I get to see on a daily basis, and to know that he's out in the world participating in life and being kind to a stranger, someone that he admires like that.
Yeah.
It's just, as a parent, I'm sure that just kind of blows your mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of these themes about the shift in perspective, right? A little moment like that can change your entire perspective on your son.
Yeah.
Or a lack of truth on your dead father's part that can shift your perspective on him. The stories that we tell ourselves about our lives in the form of memory.
Yeah, man.
Some of which are accurate. But I heard this great NPR interview. I've really just gone into podcast mode here. Let me tell you about an NPR interview that I heard. Every time you remember something, it degrades a little.
Oh.
So every time you have a memory, you remember something, it becomes a little bit shifted each time.
Yeah.
So the stories that we tell ourselves about what is true may or may not be true. And the things that are truly traumatizing, things like PTSD, these actual experiences that Nicky's going through, this woman's scream that he can't get out of his head, these are real things.
Sure.
Right? And it's just fascinating that two children can be in the same room, living the same life, in the same family, and have two opposite memories of how that played out. Right?
Yeah.
I've heard our therapist said every child is born into a different family.
Yeah, I've heard that.
When you have siblings.
Yeah.
If you're the first, you're born to parents who have never parented before.
Right.
If you're the second, you're born into a family that already has one kid.
Sure.
And so there are these minute perspective changes that can be miles apart, even though you're standing right next to each other.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to kind of work back through those things. And sometimes you get the confirmation, and other times you are like my mom now, she's getting to an age where she'll bring up something. I'm like, I have no recollection of that.
Yeah.
And that sounds important. Or I'll have a vivid memory of something from when I was 4, and she'll bring it up, and it's exactly as I remember it.
Wow.
Which is equally as crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It's true.
It's fascinating the way that it all plays out.
It just made me think about like Sterling Brown Jr., my dad, and like the nature of memory with regards to it because I was 10. So it's been like almost 40 years.
Wow.
Almost 40 years. And there's these things that I hold on to like
Yeah.
as tightly as I can, but almost when I hold on to it tight, it's like, is that what it was? And more than events, I can remember feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like how I felt in his presence.
Right.
You know? And I find, interestingly enough, that it's enough. That I was like, I really enjoyed being in his presence.
Yes.
And that's cool. Like, and because then sometimes I'll be like, oh, did this happen? Did that happen? Like, I remember things like we would play Monopoly, and anytime I thought I had him bankrupted, he would reach into his shirt pocket and pull out all these like $100 bills, like the yellow. I was like, oh, my dad's an asshole. but like a really great asshole. Because
Yeah,
like
so
I
funny.
thought I had him. And he's like, oh yeah, I can pay for that. You know what I'm saying? He would do stuff like that. It's hilarious. I can remember a party that they had, my mom and dad. And they had people over at the house and everything. And this is about my mom and my dad, because I am going to say something about my mom in the next episode. But my mom gave me a note to give to my father in this party. I think I tell you guys this before.
Yeah.
And I give the note to my dad, and he's hanging downstairs. We got like a whole rec room, like pool table, dartboard, you know, open bar, mini bar, etc. And he just excuses himself. And for like the next 17 minutes, I can't find my mom or dad. And then they come back. Yeah, man. This is just gangster.
That is gangster. It's gangster using
He
you
gave me a note.
At what stage in
as
your
the
life
middleman.
did you realize what had happened?
Probably in my teens.
You thought back on that, you had that memory, and you went,
Yeah.
you thought about that note, and you thought about the thing, and you went, wait a minute.
Now I know where they both were at the same time.
In my teens, while the house was full of people.
Yeah.
That's
That's not how Ryan
They were
Michelle
taking the
gets
garbage out.
They were taking the garbage down. But like the memories that I do have, they're enough. And I'm thankful
yeah.
that they're enough. You know what I'm saying? Because you're right. Like there's things that I'm pretty sure I remembered more acutely when I was younger.
Right.
And now it's sort of like all kind of goes together a little bit.
Yeah.
But the whole jambalaya still tastes good.
Yeah.
Tastes good.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love that.
We'll be right back with more That Was Us. Your cat deserves food that's as fresh and nourishing as what you'd feed the rest of your family. Enter Smalls. It's cat food made with real whole ingredients and zero preservatives, and it's delivered right to your door.
Listen, we have 3 cats, Peanut, Olivia, and Fig, and they love Smalls. And therefore, I love Smalls. I love how convenient it is. It comes right to my house. I don't have to go to the pet food store anymore and get a bunch of different cans for them. I just feel like their energy levels have been elevated since getting on Smalls. There's less hairballs to clean up. Like, my life is way easier
They
at
are
this point.
unified under the power of Smalls.
They are,
man.
correct.
Excellent. You know, after switching to Smalls, 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvements. Did you know that?
I didn't, but I can speak to it.
You do now.
Yeah.
Since switching, people say their cats have shinier fur, more energy, and fewer hairballs, not to mention a less offensive litter box situation. Wink, wink.
Bad at that. Smalls was started by 2 cat dads in 2017. Not cat daddies, but cat dads.
Yeah.
It has since become a go-to for pet parents across the U.S. Even kibble lovers can use Smalls as a topper to transition to a fresher, more balanced diet.
For a limited time only, because you are a That Was Us listener, you can get 60% off your first Smalls order plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/TWU. That's 60% off when you head to smalls.com/TWU plus free shipping. Again, that's smalls.com/TWU.
Summer doesn't slow down. Between errands, drop-offs, pickups, and wait, we forgot sunscreen. You need clothes that keep up.
Bombas has socks that don't slide, underwear that's barely there, and tees that feel like your favorite shirt from day one.
I have got 2 toddlers banging around the house in their socks.
Yeah.
And I am telling you, we have Bombas that we bought when they were babies.
Same.
Yeah.
That still
Yeah.
are exactly as soft.
I know.
No holes, no wear.
The little grippies are still working
little
on the
grippies
I
still
know.
work.
I know.
And we just had to upgrade because they got bigger feet now. I got a
guys.
great set of tie-dyed socks for
we have
Bear
those
for the
too.
summer. High five.
Yeah, the boys
I've-
have been rocking those tie-dyed Bombas
Yeah.
socks.
I've got some beautiful Bombas that are so beautiful. Now the 14-year-old feels like, oh, I can wear his socks. Then
You've
I go look in
finally
his
done
closet.
something cool.
I go
Wow.
into his closet. I'm like, hey, man, why you got my socks? He's like, I didn't think you'd mind. I was like, if you didn't think you'd mind, then why don't you leave my socks alone?
I have
Get
been
your
a
own-
Get your own
Bombas
promo
lover
code.
There you
forever.
go.
Like I wear their socks to go hiking and working out and whatnot. But now some of their like nicer socks, their dressier ones, are very cute. They have some sort of like little ruffly ones with
Okay.
flowers
Seen
on them, embroidered flowers. I've been rocking those lately
I've seen because the ladies are wearing socks under
with loafers and
Yeah,
I
I
know
gotcha.
it's
a new thing.
a new thing for sure.
Whether you're dressing up for a night out or an event or going to the gym, Bombas has you covered. They're for the fancy shoes, the grocery store, the park, that coffee run you said would take 5 minutes.
Yeah, and every pair you buy helps someone in need. So yeah, they go the extra mile in more ways than one.
Head over to bombas.com and use code TWU for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com, code TWU at checkout. Bombas.com and use code TWU. Okay, so wait, where were we? You should take over because I think you have to break it.
No,
down.
I'm like trying to figure out where we were. So that kind of ends the
Kev,
Sequin fight. We end the sequin. You come home.
yes. And
Yeah,
then
you guys come home.
Rebecca and Kevin join in on the
Yeah.
sequin fight.
There you
Although
go.
mom reluctantly does. She's
Really?
like, what happened to my house?
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Yeah. Then she goes and breaks another plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there is, so if this works as a segue, in the present, there's this moment when Kev is sort of like resigned to like, sort of let things go. But he decides, instead of letting things go, he just excuses himself and he goes to straighten up Nicky's trailer.
Yeah, to clean up.
To clean up, right? And he's seeing like, water come through the ceiling and it's just sort of disarray and what's the word I'm looking? Detritus? Is that how you pronounce that word?
Sure.
Or is it detritus?
No,
Is
it's
it
detritus.
Thank you. Just, all about. And there's a moment, he's on the phone. I think he's talking to Zoe
Yeah.
or something. Then he turns and he looks and he's distracted. And I'm like, what is Kev distracted by? I think the audience asked themselves, what is
Yeah.
Kev distracted by? And we have this gem of information of seeing the seed of who Kev is at the core of him, even though he doesn't like to readily share it with people. From that young experience with Smiley, Kev is somebody who likes to take care of people.
Yeah.
And I think maybe he keeps it on the low because it doesn't seem cool. Maybe Randall's the person, he's like, I'll take care of Kate. But like in terms of
Yeah.
like letting everybody know, I was like, I can keep that to
Yeah.
myself
Yeah.
a
Keep
little
that
bit.
secret.
So it turns out we wound up coming back to that moment of Kev in the trailer at the end as Rebecca and Kevin are going home. And she's talking about how proud she is of him. And I guess if you want to, Mandy, you can talk about this. The conversation that precedes it is the conversation that you have with Uncle Nicky about your son.
Yes. And I think she says, well, she says initially she didn't want to meet him because it's, sort of unraveling these memories that like she realizes that it's been a very long time since she's been in a room with someone who has memories of her husband that she doesn't.
Right.
And she also talks about how Jack was newly sober when he passed away, and she just has a feeling that like maybe he would have made his way back to
Yes.
Nicky, that he would have found a way
Yeah.
for them to be in each other's life
Yeah.
again. And then speaking about Kevin, I think she also wants to defend her son and talks about how he's always been harder to define. He's been trickier. He's also newly sober like his dad was. And he just cares so deeply. He already cares so much for Nicky. Nicky is already so important to him. And Nicky talks about the fact that like that's great, but like he's not interested in being some prop for a movie star,
Sure.
I think he mentions.
Something like that.
And Rebecca's eager just to know something about Jack, right? I think she asks sort of at the beginning of the conversation, like what did I not know about him? Like tell me a memory that you have of like your childhood or something. And finally he relents and tells her that he really liked to build things and talks about building the fence and the tongue and groove and that whole sort of thing, the treehouse rather. And he says that he was a writer and then he was a doctor. And then he was sort of nothing, right? He says he used to be a person.
Wrote that down.
Yeah. I was like, whew, man, it gets me now just to think about. And then when he tells her over the course of this conversation that the family was all he ever wanted, I was like, wow, that really moved me. And you guys were all he ever wanted. He says, and I wrote down like the kindness of that comment. Like what a beautiful thing for her to hear. And then, after this conversation, we see Nicky go to meet up with Kevin to help fix his place up together, the two of them. And he promises Kevin that he'll go to a meeting.
Right.
But having him in his life, like moving forward, being a family, like all of it's just too much.
Yeah.
It's too much for him. It's too painful.
Right.
And Kevin sort of understands and then
Shook his hand.
Yep, there's no hug exchanged.
Yeah.
And then as Rebecca and Kevin are driving back home and Rebecca talks about just the monumental nature of what they've just experienced and really wants to sort of praise him for how proud she is of him and what he's sort of like brought together and how he's helped his uncle. And it's sort of like, who knows where it goes from here, right? Essentially, like, you've done a good deed. We'll see where this road takes us. But she says she's really proud of him. And we flash back to Kevin eyeing that thing in Nicky's trailer that the audience was questioning before. What's he looking at? Well, it was a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys felt this way, but I verbally out loud was like, no.
I had completely forgotten about it.
I had totally forgotten about it too. And I was like, no, he doesn't. He doesn't. He looks at it.
too.
He contemplates it. There's no way. And when you see him pick it up and take that swig of the bottle, I'm like,
heavy pulls, Jack.
God, and just drowns it. Like just finishes the rest of the bottle. And you're just like, damn it, Kevin. Yeah. Like, it's so frustrating to witness this sort of self-destructive behavior and knowing that like, man, this guy just wants to be of service. He just wanted to help. And like this rejection from his uncle sends him back into a dark place.
Yeah.
And is that it?
That's it.
Yeah, I say, yeah. I wrote woof. Rebecca says she's proud of him. Woof. Like, woof.
Yeah.
Because we know.
There's something that
Poor
came
guy.
up with Nicky and me watching him relay the story to you and him allowing Kevin to help him fix this leaky part of his ceiling.
Yeah.
Where there was a point where Nicky goes, oh, these people are trying to help me. I don't really want it. But they also need my help. Like they need something from me. And he gives it to you. That story. He lets Kevin be of service, and it's something that it's one of the fatherhood lessons or parent lessons that I'm learning about letting people help.
Yeah.
About what it means to somebody who wants to help.
Yes.
On a very basic level, between father and child. Right. I have a 5-year-old. He wants to help with everything.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Sure.
But it makes him feel so good
Right.
to help.
Right. So finding something that a way he can help me, something that he can help with, it makes him feel accomplished. It makes him feel included. Makes him feel confident. All of these things, right? That, I mean, everything I do with him is a metaphor for my grown-up life.
Yeah.
Like something I need to learn.
But it's interesting.
Not just with kids, but with everyone.
With every human. But interesting to think for Nicky, like, when was the last time anyone needed anything from him?
Right.
How that must feel for him to acknowledge, like, wow,
To be helpful.
To be helpful, to give someone something that they needed. They needed him for this.
Yeah. We all want to feel useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
have
It is a
value
part
in
of the
this
human
space.
condition. Yeah.
And it's a real gift you can give to someone if you can help them feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the size. I guess the only last thing is that'll set up 313 is Randall goes home.
Mm-hmm.
He kisses his girls. He calls them Angelica, Eliza,
And Peggy.
Peggy.
and Faith. Annie says, "I'm Peggy." Like, yeah, I'm Peggy.
Yeah.
Shout out. Peggy's actually related to William.
Yeah.
Ron Cephas Jones, Jasmine Cephas Jones. It's a nice little, they all come
I
together.
know. It's also symbiotic.
It all comes together.
Immediately has to leave.
Beth has to leave. It turns out that her mom
Hurt her
hurt her
hip.
hip. Don't know if
Yeah.
it's broken or not. This is the second time this has happened in fairly recent memory. So she's got to take off. So Randall's home with the girls.
Yeah, it's like 2 ships passing.
Two
She's
ships
leaving.
passing.
You just got back.
But then it's going to set up an episode with our
Because
with
we
our
haven't,
cast
we
mate.
haven't met Beth's mom yet, have we?
We have
We
not.
have
This
not.
is
She's been talked about.
It's epic.
another big character coming.
Dude,
Yeah.
there's big things coming in the next episode.
Before that, we have an excellent fan segment
We do.
We do.
on this episode.
Let's take a break and we'll come back with that fan segment
do it.
right after this.
So, for today's fan segment, we're going to be shining a light on a very special organization, Operation Delta Dog.
In today's episode, we saw Nicky still struggling to find his footing as a veteran, haunted by his past. Kevin tries to help by getting him connected with a local facility, but as we saw, it's not always that simple.
That is why we are so honored to be joined by Larry Meyers, a representative and volunteer for Operation Delta Dog, an organization that rescues homeless dogs and trains them to become service dogs for military veterans living with PTSD. Let's bring him on right now. Mr. Meyers.
Hello.
How are you?
Hey.
This is called a fan segment, and obviously we're here to talk about an organization that
Sure.
you work with. But I am a rather big fan of your appearances on the Family Trips podcast.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I record very carefully all of the insults every year, and
I hope so.
When we get together once a year, when we go to Pittsburgh for a Steeler game, we have a session where we all sit together and rebut
And
all
you
of the
you
vicious
address
things
all
that
of
they've
them?
said about us.
Good,
Everything,
good.
yeah.
Good.
This is
For anyone who
fantastic.
doesn't know, Larry is the father of Seth Meyers and Josh Meyers, who have the podcast Family Trips, and they're brutal on you sometimes, sir. And I'm glad that you get your moment to rebut.
They are. I gave them a lot of material. So
It is hysterical because as I see it, I was like, of course you're Seth's dad. You guys look exactly alike. It's hysterical.
But we're here to talk about this organization that you volunteer with called Operation Delta Dog.
Yeah.
Can you tell us and our listeners a little bit about it?
I will, and I'm happy to do that. But before I talk about that, I just want to talk about PTSD, which was what this episode was about
Yes.
on
Yeah.
the show. How big of a problem it is today, and then I'll get into what Operation Delta Dog does. But if you look in the United States, the rate of suicides is about 14 per 100,000 people. If you look at the same population of veterans, it's 5 times that.
Jeez.
It's over 36 per 100,000 people. So this problem with PTSD is fairly serious. And not only is it serious for people that are under 49 years old, about 35% of veteran suicides are people that are under 35 years old, which is 49, I'm sorry, which is what I thought was going to be the issue. People from Afghanistan, Iraq, those were veterans. But 2/3 of the suicides are people over 49 years old. So this problem spans generations, and it can linger for a very long time. So Operation Delta Dog up here in New Hampshire started a few years ago. And what they do is they rescue dogs from kill shelters in the South. And they bring those dogs up to New Hampshire, and then they pair them with veterans with PTSD. And it's an 18-month program in which the veteran is carefully paired with a dog so that it takes into account the veteran's living situation. Do they have a yard? Do they have kids? Do they have a family, an apartment? And then there's a sort of a matching process where they have the capacity right now to have about 10 kenneled dogs at the facility right now, where the veteran and the dog actually bond. And because it's the bond between the veteran and the dog that is what the therapeutic part of the service dog program is for vets with PTSD. Sure. And I should also add that some of the people in the program suffer from traumatic brain injuries and also military sexual assault. So we have there's not only men in the program, but there are women in this program as well. And it's a twice a week, 18-month program. Initially, the dogs stay at the facility. Eventually, of course, they go home with the veterans. The veterans come to class twice a week, and they bond with these dogs. And the program has been tremendously successful. Over 100 people have been through it. Wow. All of those people are still with us. We get about 2 calls a day from veterans that are interested in the program, and they definitely self-select. And very often these veterans have already tried, they've tried medication, they've tried counseling, and very often this could be the last time that the last chance that they have to get some relief. What's interesting about the program, I got involved just because I was invited to a fundraiser, because I know what PTSD was, but I didn't wake up every day thinking about it.
Sure.
You know, there's a lot of things I know Seth is up here a couple times a year. Not every couple of years, we raise money for child abuse programs in the state. And that's another thing you don't wake up every day thinking about. You know it's there, but it's something that you really don't want to look at. But when I was invited to this fundraiser and I saw these veterans, it was in a crowded country club. There was about 14 veterans. They all had dogs. The dogs all had vests. And then a gentleman got up to speak who was my age. He was in his 70s. And I couldn't, at the time, I couldn't understand how could somebody that's a Vietnam vet have suffered for 50 years with PTSD. And then they showed a photograph of his son who was killed in Afghanistan. It was a soldier. And this triggered everything in this gentleman. And then he realized that all of the anger and all the anxiety and everything that he had gone through for so many years, that he suffered from PTSD as well. Yeah. And then he reached out to the program because he's got a young dog, a couple years old. And he's able to live a much more normal life. And some of these folks that suffer with PTSD, they have a great deal of time connecting with people. They have difficulty being out in public. And something about the dogs and the veterans bonding together changes that. I'm not 100% sure why. Yeah. Do any of you have dogs?
We all have dogs.
Yeah, we all have dogs.
Okay. So you know how you feel about your dog.
Yes.
Right? So I have a theory. This is the Larry theory, is that while you have other people in your life that love you, like I have a wife, I have children, I have grandchildren, I have friends, and all those people might love me, but they don't love me all the time. Not 100% of the time. You've heard my kids' podcast, so you can imagine that people don't love me 100% of the time. But my dog loves me all the time.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what. It's unconditional love. And I think part of the bond between a dog and a veteran, even a veteran who may have a family and children and friends, and that it's completely different.
Yeah.
Because these dogs that we work with are rescue dogs, all of these dogs come from kill shelters. Mm-hmm. These dogs would be euthanized if we didn't bring them up here to New Hampshire. And I think there's something, because the veteran, let's say a veteran who's in combat, he's watching his buddy's back, the buddy's watching his back. Because the veteran knows they saved the dog, they let the dog save them. Mm-hmm. And part of the symptoms, because when you look in your episode, the veteran that had PTSD, it was obvious.
Yeah.
He lived in a trailer. He was only comfortable there. He didn't like to be around other people. He had no relationship with his family. And there are veterans that are that isolated.
Yeah.
And physically, he looked like he might be a guy with PTSD.
Yeah.
But that's not the norm. It is certainly one way that a PTSD veteran
Can
might
present. Sure.
Yeah.
But some of these people look hale and hearty.
Right.
And completely healthy. But the program works, I think, for a couple reasons. One, it reduces anxiety. A lot of these veterans will have night terrors. They're very anxious out in public. They don't like people being too close to them. They don't like to be approached from the rear. They don't like to go into a room that they haven't been in before. And the dog helps reduce all of that stress and all of that anxiety. One veteran told me, and again, this guy looks like a full-blown warrior, that he gets night terrors and his dog gets up and lays on his chest. And this is the thing that takes away the anxiety and allows him to go back to sleep.
There's training for the dogs, or is this just a human being and an animal bonding with one another?
No, it's a twice a week for 18-month program.
Yeah.
That they're training the dog and the veteran as a team.
Okay.
They're training them as a team. So it's not like they take the dog away and they teach it certain behaviors and whatever.
Yeah.
This is when they match the dog with the veteran, it's a careful process.
Wow.
And sometime you'll see a dog come out and they'll be in a class and the dog will be with the veteran. And sometimes you can just see the dog and the veteran bond.
Yeah.
Visually, you don't have to know anything about PTSD or veterans or anything, but you say, oh, look, these guys love one another.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it happens that way. And they train them not just at the facility, but they train them out in the community. They go to malls, they go to restaurants, they go to movie theaters. They go everywhere that the veteran might have to go that they can that they would want to take their service dog. I can't tell you how many of these veterans have said that I couldn't go to a grocery store.
Right.
Now, the thing about PTSD, as a person who doesn't have PTSD, is you sympathize with it, but it's hard to empathize with. You can't understand. What do you mean you couldn't go to a grocery store? Yeah. What do you mean? It's something that's hard because it's just hard to understand if you don't have it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so what these dogs do is they allow people to get back out into society, to interact with other people. Plus the dog, even though he's wearing a vest and you're not supposed to pet the dog's an icebreaker, if you will.
Yeah.
People, oh, look how cute your dog is. Isn't that nice?
Sure.
So forth and so on. It allows people to have a better interaction with the community as a whole. And there's also the trust. Because a lot of the problem is there's not a lot of trust. Whatever these people have gone through, and you, in this program, and I'm sure, and there are others, by the way, and this isn't the only program in the country, but there are other programs out there, and where a veteran, might be able to get help. But the fact is, in each case, each veteran situation is different. But the fact that the dog works, who cares why it works?
Sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It just works.
Yeah.
It just works. So for me, it's been very rewarding. I started out just going down and walking dogs. And then I decided to get on the board. And there's this is a small group of people. There's 13 people that work there. They're all women. And there's 4 trainers, there's a veteran coordinator, an executive director, some kennel staff, a development person, because all of this is funded 100% by donations from companies and individuals in the community and grants.
Wow.
And this program is 100% free to the veterans under the theory that a veteran with PTSD, traumatic brain injury, or military sexual trauma, they've already given enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are other programs that can cost a veteran from anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000. And there are other programs that are free. And these programs tend to be regional. maybe very local, and they're not available everywhere. And one would hope that the Veterans Administration would provide funding for this. And there is a piece of legislation called the PAWS Act, P-A-W-S, that was passed a few years ago with the goal of providing up to $20,000 or $25,000 to groups such as Operation Delta Dog to train animals for service dogs for veterans with PTSD. But it's only in a pilot stage right now, and whether it's going to receive full funding or not in the current budget crisis and so forth and so on, I don't know. So up here we just press on, and I spend a lot of my time trying to raise funds for the group, so that the trainers and whatnot that deal with the veterans on a day-to-day basis can do their job, and it's very rewarding. So I think there are, just to give you an idea, to bring a dog from the South up to New Hampshire costs $6,000.
Wow.
And that's for transportation, veterinary care that might be necessary, and sometimes there is veterinary care, getting certification by the state. Every one of those dogs doesn't make it as a service dog. Some of those dogs just aren't, they're just not gonna, one thing they have to be is food motivated, because they're all hand fed.
Right.
They don't get 2 bowls of food, one in the morning and one at night. The trainers have a pouch with food, and the veteran does too. And every time the dog performs some function that they're asked to do, they're fed by hand. They get the same amount of food they would get if you put it in a dish.
Yeah.
They have to be food motivated as one thing. They just have to want to do it. So the dogs that don't make it still cost $6,000,
right? But
then they're adopted out. And overall, on average, in all of these programs around the country, it's about $30,000 to $35,000 to get a fully functioning service dog to a veteran.
Yeah. Wow.
How many different places is Operation Delta Dog operating?
This is one.
Just
right now,
one.
one. It's very local in southern New Hampshire. There's some of the veterans that are within, say, a 90-minute drive from the location, which is in a town called Hollis, New Hampshire. They're from northern Massachusetts. But the reason that we have that 90-minute limitation is because they have to come to class.
All the training, right? All the training.
Twice a week,
And now in New Hampshire, a little bit further north, the state is building what's called a veteran center. It's going to have equine therapy. Our group, Operation Delta Dogs, is going to provide the same services we provide in Hollis up in Franklin. Okay. They're going to have exercise facilities, some residential facilities. It's a big thing that the state's putting together.
Amazing.
So eventually they'll have 2 locations.
Yeah.
But this is a highly localized operation, and some have a wider geography they can service.
Sure.
But for the most part, they're pretty local.
When you say the dogs from the South, are they all across the South that you're pulling dogs from? Are there particular kill shelters that you work with specifically? And how do the dogs wind up there to begin with?
Well, the dogs wind up in a kill shelter for the same reason they don't wind up in a kill shelter anyway. People abandon them, or they can't afford them. They just don't want them anymore.
They're
Somebody
not
gets sick.
Oh, some are sick, or they're not sick, or
no. These dogs are not sick. Although there have been dogs come up and we have to remove buckshot from them.
Okay.
For example.
Wow.
And
jeez.
So the people that run the program have worked with some of the same shelters for several years.
Okay.
The shelters know what kind of dog they're looking for. Most of these dogs are black labs.
Yeah.
Not all of them. But most of them are black labs. And they tend to be between, say, 9 months and 18 months old.
Young, okay.
The trainers say we don't want them too smart. We don't want the dog to train the veteran. We want to train them together. But when I was down there just walking the dogs in the beginning, I would have taken all of these dogs home.
Oh, I bet.
Even when my kids were young, there was a pet store near where we lived, and there was a movie theater, and we'd go to the movies. They'd say, well, can we go look in a pet store? I'd say, oh, no.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. We're not going to look in a pet store.
Yeah. They see you coming. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
If you got a kid with you, you're walking out of there with something.
Yeah.
They tend to be from they could be from Alabama, they could be from Georgia. I don't personally have much to do with that, but they do work with the same group, year in and year out, because they do get a relationship with the people. Because even though these are kill shelters, those people down there, they're not eager to kill these dogs.
Of course.
They would place every one of them if they could, but they have constraints of space and budget and so forth. So, they again, about half of the dogs make it.
Gotcha.
As service dogs.
Service dogs. Yeah. The theme of these episodes, this one that we just watched and the one before, about the size of this issue sometimes can seem insurmountable, right? The idea of PTSD, and it's organizations like this that address a more localized, a simpler issue, which is just the issue of isolation. And to do something, to approach something that you can solve instead of trying to cure PTSD, which is still a very difficult thing to. It's such a big idea. It seems hard to figure out which angle to approach it from. But this seems like a really simple approach that seems to be working.
There are other veterans organizations in our state. Specifically, there's one associated with Easter Seals called Veterans Count, and they deal with a wide range of issues. They deal with deployed veterans whose families need something while the veterans are deployed. They try to help the veterans when they come back get employment. They deal with mental health issues, and this is a mental health issue. Full stop.
Yeah.
If there was a vaccine, we would give it to them,
right.
but there's not.
Right.
And so, but to your very point, while that Veterans Count organization, which is a referral source for us, and we work closely with them, they are trying to deal with a more holistic approach to the veteran, and we're trying to help with one problem.
Yeah.
With one solution. Like you say, it's much more narrowly focused. And that's not to say that when something in the veteran's life, it's 18 months, things could change.
Yeah,
sure.
Right? Things could change. You could get divorced. You could fall in love and get married.
Yeah.
Recently, one of the veterans who was a graduate of the program decided to go back to college. He came back for training because he's going to have to sit in stadium seating. And they never had trained the dog to be able to go to a school and and live in a dormitory.
Right.
And so it's not, when we say we're narrowly focused, we're trying to solve for one problem, but sometimes you have to provide additional services as the specific situation requires. And at any given time, we're not dealing with, 200-300 people. I think we have 16 people matched with dogs right now, 10 on the waiting list for dogs. And it cycles through. Our limitation right now is we only have so much kennel space. So we need to get some more space. Yeah. And we've just taken some space. We're taking some other space. We need more trainers. Obviously, all of that takes more funding. And, but so we can probably, go from, say, 50, 60 people a year to 120 people a year. If we can just expand the resources that we have to do it. It's not that the demand's not there.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'll just say one other point is that as a member of the board, what we think about, I think about this a lot. When a veteran calls, it used to be when this was a smaller program, somebody answers the phone and calls back, same day, next day. That's not the way with a lot of mental health programs.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
The number of mental health professionals is not adequate to handle mental health issues in the society as a whole.
Yeah.
But now, well, yes, we still call back and we still get in touch with them. We don't necessarily have a dog for them right away or a class for them right away. And so sometimes these veterans are having to wait weeks or even a couple months before we can actually start to provide service. Mm-hmm. So as a board member, my challenge is to try to help get the resources to narrow that gap.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't ever
Shorten that
want to
time.
think, or neither does anybody else, that between the time somebody called us and the time we were ready to provide service, something terrible happened.
Right.
So we want to narrow that gap, and we'll do the best we can to do that.
Yeah. And so if we, and I think we actually probably would like to, as a podcast, if we would like to donate to this organization, or if the people listening would like to donate, how and where can they do that?
There's a website called all one word, Operation Delta Dog, no S, just operationdeltadog.org. Yeah. And you can go on the website and you can donate as much and as often as you like.
Great.
He's like, there's no cap.
Great.
No cap. No cap. No cap.
Right on.
I love organizations like this.
Yeah, and when I'm looking forward to the second season of Paradise, and so if that comes through, I'm going to lift the cap for you.
I got you. Much obliged, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the rest of you were doing, but, I'll be paying attention. I'll be paying it. Now, Mandy, I just want to mention something to you.
Here we go.
2006.
Okay.
Your career from 2006 has skyrocketed from American Dreams.
Yeah.
Yes. With your son.
And my son was in that movie with you.
Oh, yeah.
And his career in the movies has stayed exactly where it was since 2006.
That's right.
I have to be honest, working with Seth, though, that was the peak for me, professionally speaking. I mean, there might not be anyone funnier on the planet than Seth. So it's...
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah. Come on. You can't argue that point.
You wouldn't say the same, but you won't argue.
I won't argue.
He's a good guy.
Are you wearing this Steelers jacket for us? Or
No,
is this...
he's a Steelers fan.
I'm from Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
and usually I only wear this on game day, but I wore it just for you guys.
appreciate
we
it.
do appreciate
representing?
I'm sweating pretty good.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not
Sorry.
the best
Sure,
time of the
sure,
year,
sure.
but I got it out of the drawer.
it. Aw.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank
telling us
you
about this organization.
So much.
Yeah.
And thank you for the work that you've been doing with Operation Delta Dog, and thank you for letting everybody know, a much wider audience, all of the incredible work that is being done and how we can learn more and also donate.
And again, if you want to make a donation, you can go to operationdeltadog.org.
That's it.
And apparently there's no cap. You can donate as much as you
As
want.
much as you want.
And as often as
And
you
as
want.
often,
And as often.
as you want.
Right.
Thank you very much,
Great.
Mr.
Hey,
Myers.
thank you guys for having me. It
Yes.
was very kind of you. I really appreciate your interest in this subject, and best of luck with the podcast.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye
Have
now.
a good
Take
one.
care.
An excellent fan segment.
Mr. Larry Meyers, man.
What
Yes.
a guy.
Great
what a
guy.
gem of a human.
What a
that
great
he's
cause.
Volunteering his time with this organization. Wow, that was so fascinating to learn all about. I hope all of our dear listeners out there are going to check them out and donate and do all the things.
Yeah.
If you're helping an organization that is related in some way to our show,
Yeah.
you have,
out.
it's not just a emotional support hotline. If there's any connection you have to our show or anything you want to talk to us about, you can hit us up at thatwasuspod@gmail.com, or you can call
Our emotional support hotline at
It's a
at
4.
412-501-3028. Give us a little
3028. 3028. I'm committing that to memory.
Yeah, give us
You
a little
would think
ring ding.
after
I
this
got the
many
412.
episodes, we'd
give us a call, send us an email.
love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love you.
We love
We do.
you.
No,
Thanks
no.
for listening, friends.
I love you.
I love you guys too. And I love you guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
Bye.
That Was Us is filmed at Rabbit Grin Studios and produced by Rabbit Grin Productions. Music by Taylor Goldsmith and Griffin Goldsmith.
Da 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 dum, da da dum. That was us.